After 16 long weeks, we have finally made it here. We decided to start WHODUNNIT 2014, the Who Killed Lucy Beale podcast, as a way to look back and kind of re-experience the Who Killed Lucy Beale storyline. Now, we did choose to start at the start of 2014 to get a bit of build-up, to get the reasons why. As all whodunits need motive, they need reason. You don't want to start a story at the end and then get confused as to why the end fucking happened. So, in episode 16 of WHODUNNIT 2014, we're finally at the stage where Lucy Beale dies. It's a big episode. It's a very easy week to get through. If anybody is watching along with us, I would honestly just this episode fucking flew by, and with absolutely no questions. But yeah, and we also get a lot of interesting stuff. So just to do all of the standard procedure, this is WHODUNNIT Who Killed Lucy Beale podcast. It's episode 16, and this is going to be week 16 of 2014, or the episodes from the 14th of April all the way to the 18th of April. And the storylines we're focusing on this week are: the council has moved the market to Bridge Street, which we get some fucking new characters brought in, and I love a lot of these characters who are getting brought in. We get to see Donna for the first time. We get to see Les and Pam Coker.
Don't spoil the third one, because this is a massive character that gets introduced. This is fucking, we're talking, how you have Den, you can't see me obviously because it's on Ash. But when I say this, Phil Mitchell, top of the arc, Denwat's higher than Phil. This fucking character, the things this character has done, you won't believe it. I'm not hyping this up.
I believe the word is cultural impact.
He
changed the show.
He solved racism. He solved sexism. This man literally helped me give birth. That's how impactful this was. He helped me give birth. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. Continue.
Ronnie tries to pay it forward, thus Ronnie and Roxy moving in together, and just Ronnie trying to kind of feel it out with the bit of there's a weird bit of tension between Lola and Ronnie, probably because Lola thinks, what, she thinks I'm fucking Danielle, what the fuck? Just because I'm blonde and I'm a teenager, give me my own space, woman. We have the Carters continuing to struggle, including Dean fucking stashing some dodgy phones, getting Stan arrested, and some back and forth with Lee, who is something of a lover man.
Mr. Rose.
And yeah, that's a word for it. It doesn't fit entirely, but you can say he is. And finally, a more extensive, note-written, prepared, full episode of the episode where Lucy Beale dies.
I don't think, because this is a very special episode, I don't think we do, how are we doing? We'll quickly just go, I'm doing good. Actually, I'll just switch to the three of us. I'm doing good.
the three of us?
Yeah, Lucy's here.
It just cuts, it cuts to black, and you just see yourself in the reflection. Ugh.
You're looking very sexy, Piggy. I don't know that.
Piggy. Yeah.
I don't know that nice came across on the microphone.
That's just Piggy. That's the voice in Piggy's head, really. That's what I think.
But I don't think we do. How are we doing? I'll just quickly go, I'm doing good. How are you doing? That's good.
I get asked
great.
For the first time.
Right,
yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, good. Get to the fucking point. Let's get into this. He's doing good.
All right. So the first point of interest is the council has moved the market to Bridge Street. Obviously, it was a bit of a storyline gradually happening on the show as we got to see first Ian act like he's a talisman and be like, yeah, I'm helping you all. I'll save the market. Hey, if you move the market, I will get 50% cut, right? Yeah. I will save the market. And he did his little speech on the back of a van or whatever the fuck. Did that big speech, everybody on the market shitting their pants. The carters shitting their pants and just worrying, like, oh, guys, what are we going to bloody do? But yes, Alex, who I don't know why. I don't know who he fucking thinks he is. Every time he walks through the market, he's got his, like, fucking saddle tan fucking trench coat on. He's got some shades flowing and he's got the hair. He looks like he wants to be in Top Gun, for fuck's sake. Like, hello, I'm Arnie. I don't think Arnie ever wore that trench coat, like, but you know, he wants to be an action hero. You're a market inspector and you're fiddling the books. Fuck off.
Do you know what it's like? It's like when a Redditor is like, so how I'd fix EastEnders? And they're like a basement dweller, fucking sat in the basement typing on a computer. Rich coming from me and Ash, but still, it's quite interesting.
Fuck, why am I getting dragged into that? I'll scrub up quite nicely. I'm on the 2nd floor, baby. First floor.
First floor, because you're not an American. The first floor in America is the ground floor, and the second floor, then the top floor is the first floor.
Fuck it. Fucking house politics. That's what I'm hearing. I don't want to hear it. So Alex has managed to get a deal where, I don't remember what the name of the other street was. Let me just get it real quick. Donna Yates. She was apparently on. She was called the Queen of Spring Lane Market. She's been there for like 15 years or whatever the fuck.
Where is Spring Lane?
I don't know.
Is it like another part of Walford, or?
It's within Walford. But it was essentially, they were thinking of... Of course that's what his fucking stall is. The hidden mysterious man. But yeah, essentially they were either going to move the market to Spring Lane or the Bridge Street market, and Bridge Street won. And we get some new debuts. First, we get Donna Yates, who is the woman in the wheelchair. Most famously known for Robbie crying at the sign of Donna, like Donna Kebab. But honestly, a character who I think gets underappreciated. Yeah. She is a quick-witted, like, fucking market trader. She sells clothes. And she's fucking sick. I really like her. I really think she's a cool character, and I'm glad to see her. It's nice to see some of the characters who I tend to view that like 2015 to like 2017, maybe not 2017, like that 2015, 2016, I guess a bit of 2017 period. That's kind of like the golden era of the characters for me. So I'm fucking like, yeah, she's fucking, guess who's back? It's Donna. And everyone's like, who? Yeah, it's Donna. Say that, I fucked up her last name and I said Donna Ludlow, who was one of Kathy's kids. So, do I like her that much? Who knows? We also...
I'll switch to the two of us very quickly. Donna, obviously, she's a little person. I'm not taking the piss. She's literally a literal person, and so basically, you know, like once you are a type of person, they just book you for anything. Yeah, her famous, from what I know her from, would be Max and Paddy's Road to Nowhere, where she's like, I think Paddy, the fat one, and the one Peter K. I know you said K. Peter plays, Peter K. plays, yeah, he's that's his ex-lover. That's all I knew her from. Obviously, I knew her from EastEnders because I watched her with there, and she was on it. Yeah, you might have heard me laugh like a schoolgirl when I fucking say, but Ash brought up the Doner Kebab thing because it's so fucking funny. Him just crying outside the Doner Kebab shop. And I hope in this series, like I know Ash will fucking wince and will punch the screen, but I hope we get the weaselest of wheelless man. We get Robbie Jackson. Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, Donna was... when she was conceived, she wasn't intended to be a disabled character. But Lisa Hammond, the actress, just kind of impressed the bosses and they went, yeah, fuck it, and then became the fucking second disabled regular in EastEnders.
Who's the first?
And she sticks around for a couple of years. And yeah, apparently she grew up with a restricted growth condition. So
In real life or in the show?
In real life.
I thought you were adding storylines here.
Was she fucking faking it or something? Like, nah. But yeah, it's cool stuff. It's I really enjoy the character though. She has the East End charm.
She's definitely knew her role because obviously like there's scenes where like Kat and Bianca are trying to be politically correct, I guess you could say, because they have seen Little People, of course, but what they've probably seen them in is Lord of the Rings. Let's be honest, like so like they don't really know how to like be not. It's basically like Stevie in modern EastEnders around Janet. Basically, just imagine that with like, yeah, how are you, little? Oh, I didn't mean to say little. I'm sorry. So it's just like they're trying their best not to be like, you're fucking tiny, aren't you? You fucking.
I'm just trying to figure out what the proper wording is.
Little person
for her condition.
Dwarf.
I don't know. I guess it would be dwarf, but I'm just being fucking stupid.
I'm assuming it is. She can't really say I'm not a dwarf, and she clearly.
I mean, generally the term used is dwarf.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw around the M word. I'm cool with the dwarf community. I'm homies with them.
But yeah, with that though, it is nice to see the addition of Donna. Donna is good fun. She obviously never really gets the most serious stuff to work with, but she adds to the life in the market, and it's something that kind of the market's like. If we take a look at the market now's dead because like no one you care about works on the market. There's Martin, that's it.
And Billy.
There's Martin and Billy, I guess. Yeah.
And the mysterious figure.
Yeah, the mysterious man. We also get to see, I think, arguably my favourite EastEnders, like old married couple. We get to see Les and Pam Coker, who I fucking adore. I love Les and Pam. They are probably the best old married couple EastEnders has introduced, in my opinion. Because you have Les, who is a funeral director with his fucking dodgy sense of humor, and he's just weird. He's just a weird old man, but I absolutely love him. And you have Pam, who is wholesome as fuck. She's obviously now in the Bridge Street market because she has a flower shop, and obviously they're setting up the Coker's funeral parlor, which, has been established ever since. So, yeah, I love Les and Pam. I just adore them.
I just want to know very quickly, was Les in the show before this, or was he not?
I mean, what do you mean?
Like, was he in previous eras of EastEnders, or was he not? Like, was he there, like, in the 90s when they needed someone to direct a funeral?
No. So I think he was only properly introduced in
2014.
Apparently he did appear in 2012 for Pat's. Is it for Pat's funeral? Yeah, he arranged Pat's funeral.
Fair enough.
And apparently he was there to arrange a funeral for Stacy, who obviously wasn't dead. No, okay, so he appeared a couple of times in 2012. And then obviously now when he made the initial return, in when he was arranging Nick's funeral, and then this is his proper appearance now.
And he's hopefully still alive to this day.
Should be fine. Apparently he did have a guest role as like a policeman in like the 90s.
I'd love to see him as a policeman. Can someone find me that clip, please?
It's probably not too hard to find.
I just need the actor's name, and that's probably it.
Roger Sloman. Oh yeah.
Doesn't talk like a small man.
And finally, we get to see the most influential man of the market. It's fucking Shrimpy.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Also, we've seen Shrimpy for years. Do you know what he sells on his stall?
Isn't it fucking like necklaces? No, it's not necklace. Is it?
No. Keep going.
Fuck, what the fuck is? He just sends you around. He just sells around.
What's he most known for having?
Oh, he sells hats.
Yeah, he's fucking has a hat stall. How's he making any money selling hats?
He's like up in Dublin. Like on.
How is he making a living selling hats?
It's.
Oh, and Stacey's on the market as well. There we are. I forgot about her.
Yeah, it's like fucking what's the problem I'm trying to say? Like up in Dublin, there's just this man. I think outside Eason's, or you just walk somewhere and he's there, and he basically sells all like the hats and stuff. £10, but you know they're cheap. Like you see my little flat cap.
Yeah,
it's not the most expensive stuff. But
no.
I knew like asked me, no, Shrimpy's been here for a long time. I'm like, no, definitely not, mate. He's definitely new. Do we know the name? Do we know the name of the big guy? The big guy who's leading the crew, or do we know?
No idea.
Oh damn it!
Never seen him in my life.
Bring him back, lads.
But it just went. It's nice to see Les and Pam on the screen, and the funny segment is first you have them just kind of talking about like, oh, you know, nice to be here. Oh, you never notice anything, Les. What am I wearing then? And then he fucking nails it first time, and it's like, lucky guess. Just look, it's that bickering old couple that I adore, because everybody knows it. Everybody knows an old married couple have been married for like 50 years, and the only way that like they still love each other, but it's been like 50 years. What else would you have to say? So you just argue and fight. But you wouldn't be doing it with anybody else. It's why two of my favourite Coronation Street characters are Jack and Vera, because they are the northern old married couple, where they both just fuck around, and you know, every now and then you get those nice little sensitive moments where Jack actually does say like, "Oh, Vera, I do love you," you know, and then she gets all giddy, and it's like, it's wholesome. And but the fun bit is Mick asks Les to like get his tape measure and start measuring up, because in a conversation Stan says, "Oh, you know, I'm 1 foot in a coffin already." So he gets Les, who is a funeral director, to start like sizing him up. And it's like fucking, oh, well, you know, start sizing you up, and you know, he said about your funeral, no expenses spared. And then Stan's like, basically, like, fuck off, lads, fuck off. I'm not dying yet. Fuck off. Oh, it's fantastic.
The only really, well, it's not fun because obviously, if you know the behind the scenes of it. Yeah, it was not fun what was inside it, but obviously at my granddad's funeral, I was too young to go, but what I was told is obviously his stepbrother, my granddad's stepbrother, had a few drinks in him. I probably told the story before, but he had a few drinks in him from the night before. So obviously he had to carry the coffin.
Yeah.
And so it's obviously my dad, some other people, and him carrying the coffin. But he's walking. And then he nearly falls. My dad had to grab him while holding the coffin. And my dad went, Grandad went flying out of that coffin. There wouldn't be only one funeral to be due because of all the fucking kids being scared. It's not funny, but just the image of him like holding it and then slowly, and he's down.
Yeah.
But man, I'd love to get a funeral director to just like detect the piss out of someone. Oh yeah, you're dying, aren't you?
Yeah, just imagine someone just absolutely wrecking their own shit. Just terrified.
I'm not fucking done.
But that's all the council stuff. So as said before, we get some great characters of Donna, Les and Pam, and Shrimpy. But fuck Shrimpy. I like how the only thing they get Shrimpy to do now is if they ever need something played on the piano. So, we need a musical number. Go on, Shrimpy.
I'm surprised. Because you know, like, guys under contracts, like, they have contracts, obviously. He has to be on some sort of contract. Like, there's no way he's getting paid per appearance. Like, I just like to imagine, you know, like the EastEnders, when they have to sit in a room, the writers, and they're like, okay, or the executives, and they're like, okay, we need to ask these characters. It costs too much. Who's standing up with one of the executives? One of the executives is somewhat standing up and going, yeah, Shrimpy stays. And they're like, but Tom, we need to ask Shrimpy. And he's like, no, Shrimpy stays. Either Shrimpy leaves or I go through and you're like, Tom, Shrimpy's a noteworthy character. He done nothing. My piece is said. He's staying. It's like, okay, we're not axing Shrimpy. I just like to imagine that whenever they're like,
yeah, I can't imagine they're on too hefty of an extra contract. You gotta imagine it's paid by appearance.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a trailer. He just shows up and they just
no.
He doesn't even have a little room for himself to change in. He has to change in like a fucking cupboard. Like they couldn't afford. He's too expensive. But I don't know about my thoughts on Shrimpy though, because he's done fuck off. He's done.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything interesting enough to talk about. So.
The only thing I can say about Shrimpy is I'm surprised he hasn't been axed or just secretly left.
I mean, he's an extra.
I mean, yeah, but you think they'll give him a storyline?
Ooh.
Imagine he got a storyline. I could see all the balance stands being upset.
Like, who cares about what Shrimpy's doing?
Me, you know me, one Shrimpy fan.
My
favourite Shrimpy scene is the one where he's introduced.
Yeah, I love his first scene. What about the rest of them? First scene.
I just didn't notice because as we were obviously looking at it together with the EastEnders, and I was thinking like as we were looking at the extras, and Jesus, yeah, there was one guy who was a fucking unit, like just as selling.
Oh, absolute fucking unit. Like I wouldn't walk in front of them. He was fucking massive. Terrifying.
He was in that
absolute brick shithouse.
And like he's never seen again. We've not. I'd love if like someone had a.
I mean, he might be seen again. I don't remember him.
Could you imagine?
But then again, I do have somewhat like face blindness, so I'm not very good at remembering faces.
Do you not remember fucking Tom, the colour fella from 2014 to 2015? He was a great character. He had all the 2 scenes where he was eating a bacon sandwich. And I was like, okay, why does he have a wiki? Fuck you, that's right.
Alright, so with all that, anything else?
No, continue.
No, alright. This one is also a big sub-story as well, not too much of any real intrigue. Ronnie tries to kind of pay it forward. Lola is a bit uncomfortable being around Ronnie, considering Ronnie treated Lola like Danielle, you know, and I don't know if that's just me looking into it, but Lola does not feel very comfortable with Ronnie, like, leave me the fuck alone. And maybe that's why, maybe that's not. It's not exactly elaborated on. But they invite her around and they want to have a big spread and celebrate that she's back from the hospital. Roxy invites Alex along and they're and because Lola feels a bit awkward, she asks Abby to come with her, but Jay offers to instead. Ronnie gets a bit angry when Billy says, isn't it weird to move him back into Archie's old place? And they plan to have a massive housewarming party. I think I'm going to look this up despite me knowing the answer. It isn't going to help anything. Where the fuck did Archie live?
Is it Jack's house?
43A. Oh, is that Sharon's house?
No, Sharon's house is the fucking 2 flats knocked into one.
Yeah. But like at the time, before it was the whole house. Obviously, this is like 2012, 2016. Who the fuck knows? Are they at least on the list? Tell me.
Tell me why.
Mate, I can't imagine the fucker who keeps note of. No, I don't know. I don't know what fucking house they stayed in. But regardless,
I just love how the camera's on you and we're just seeing a very serious man staring into the computer.
Research mode fucking activated.
Just fucking.
Where the fuck did she live? 2014, 27 Albert Square. Previously, they sold it 50-50 to Ronnie and Roxy.
Oh.
And yeah. Shalom, brother. I don't know what the fuck that is. There we are, found it. Yeah, that's where they're moving into. I forgot. It's all gone. So yeah, this is very small though, as they're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll have a big housewarming party, it'll be great crack, and everything will be fine. Jay wants to check that him and Lola are fine, because before she got hit by a car, he did like you should be treated better though. Why is Peter trying to make you something? You're not. You should be who you are, not who he wants you to be. Love me, Lola. And then she runs out into the road and gets run over. But now, for the big two, the big main topics. First, the Carters continuing to have a bit of a struggle, a bit of a bobble. Not having a good time. Mick's furious because someone's washing washing sheets when he needs to be washing the bar towels. And then Mick proceeds to open up to Linda about Lee's reason for going AWOL, explain that he's dealing with PTSD, as we covered last time. Stan explains to Mick that, look, when you were all younger, I wasn't really there for them. I want to be here for the grandkids now. Obviously, it's seen that it was seemingly Stan's sheets. I thought there was a chance it could have been Lee's, considering he's dealing with PTSD. You know, maybe it could have triggered something, like maybe he could have had a nightmare when he slept. And Linda keeps treating Lee a bit overly, Linda wouldn't know subtlety if it hit her in the face. Like, she's fucking like, oh, hey, Lee, war hero. Saving lives, Lee, aren't you? You want a bacon sandwich, Lee? You want me to iron your boxes, Lee? Like, fuck it, Mum, do you want to just calm down?
I always tell the story, but it's like just when my cousin's cousin died on his father's side. And obviously, it was a very devastating news. But obviously, my dad, 4 in the morning, obviously brought him downstairs. Went, just with the two of us. He obviously brought him downstairs. You know, I was going to go, hello, son. Your cousin passed away. My nanny Joe. He tells my nanny, and then my nanny just walks in and goes, your cousin's dead. See ya. Bye. That's the one I always see ya. Like, she comes down on the stair. Let's just imagine an 85-year-old woman come down on a stair lift.
Yeah. And back up slowly. The truth bomb just.
Someone animate that. Just fucking someone going down the stairs, telling them your cousin's dead, going back up.
Yeah, fucking. Fucking hell. That's gold. Yeah, as I know someone who got told some heartbreaking news very abruptly, probably not the best way to find out if you actually give a shit about the person. Like, does fuck you up a little bit. If it's just like, oh, what's happening? Oh, he's dead. Oh, great. I got to deal with this now, do I? I got to be prepared to deal with this. Yeah, it's not the most fun.
I don't know if you know my granddad's stepbrother that I was on about. The other example I have is obviously my dad to ring him and obviously, oh look, your brother had an unfortunate accident. He obviously went on fire, and he just went, oh, did a chip pan explode or something? And my dad would go, no, a trip pan didn't explode. What do you mean? And he's just like imagining he's on the golf course holding a fucking chippy pan, just.
Fuck, you know. Yeah, I got nothing to try trump that with, so I'll just keep moving on. But yeah, just Linda being like, "Oh, hey Lee, war hero, Sergeant, Major Lee, love you, legend, love you." It's like, fucking, do you wanna just calm down? You fucking told her, haven't you? And Mick then needs to know why Lee didn't go to him first, but he generally knows that he told Linda. So, 50-50. He offers to help Stan with the sheets, but he isn't budging, and when Mick gets him some extra pajamas, Stan pisses himself. I think. That's what's implied, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't just show him, like, getting the fucking wet patch, so... and yeah, so he goes, "I want to go home, take me home." So he goes home, and then he's furious and he's angry, but one persistent knock on the door, and it's Dean, who asks an angry Stan to help hide him. And later Stan realizes that Dean left a bunch of dodgy knockoff phones in Stan's washing machine. He's at first quite angry, but in the end, just angry because he hasn't cut him in on the profits. So I'm so fucking angry. Why? Are you disappointed? Are you disappointed, Grandad? Also, notice how Dean calls him Grandad, because there's no illusions anywhere. Especially in comparison to Mick, who still calls him Dad. There we are. Little spoiler for all of you. And yeah, it's like, I'm bloody angry. What, are you disappointed in me, Grandad? No, where's my fucking money? You little bastard. Fucking someone's got to pay for this house. My pension's not doing it. Cut me in.
It's
Lee Runton.
It's also like when my nanny was like delivered. When my nanny was delivered like dinners on a Wednesday, obviously she'd be too sick to have them. So I just go, bloody hell, no one's gonna eat this dinner without me. And then I'd fucking eat the dinner. And I'd eat the dessert as well. Like, no one's good. Oh, bloody hell, she can't eat it. Oh, well, I'll help myself then. It was lovely. It was lovely multiple times, free dinner. Not that bad.
Yeah, but you'd say anything's not bad if it's free food. Be like, well, Piggy, I've made a jam and sardine sandwich. Delicious. Lovely. Ah. Yum, yum, yum.
I just want to switch it to the but I absolutely loved my rant because obviously he's buttering, he's jamming the sardines, like he's putting jam on them. And Ash doesn't turn to me because we're not physically in the room. But he looks at me and he goes, "That's a creation you'd go." And I go, "Fuck off, mate." I did have jam and rashers because Jamaican. But still, I draw the line at jam and sardines.
Well, mate, it's nothing Jamaican about you.
No. Do you not get it? Jam, bacon, Jamaican.
Oh, fuck's sake!
I was raised in the right culture. But just I want to talk about it. Would you have jam and sardine sandwiches?
No.
That seems like a very bad combination.
That feels like one you get when you're like fucking. That one, it's like the shit you eat when you're really poor and you just can't afford anything else. You're like, the jam makes the sardines taste better. Oh, but like you eat it so much, it just becomes like second nature. But yeah, it's fucking. It's a fun little fucking concoction that Stan has.
I mean, there's worse ways
Lee,
you can do it. There's worse ways you can do it. Like also Stan mentions that Lee puts the milk in first instead of the tea. He puts the tea back in and then the milk, and then the hot
it's
water.
just more so he wants Dean to put the milk in last, which is obviously the smart move.
Yeah. And
although I some people put tea bag in, put whatever like sweetener you have. I don't have any anymore because I'm like amigo. And you pour the water in, and then I typically just once the water's in and the tea bag's gone, I'll put the milk in. Then you can judge how strong the tea is.
Yeah.
But some people like to take it out before, so.
Mine is tea bag, then hot water, then milk, and then finger to get the tea bag out. Unless it's very hot, then spoon.
You use a spoon?
Yeah, but if the tea bag's dipping, I just fucking.
Yeah, see, I get where you're coming from, but also, fuck you. No, I'll usually do that if I'll do that if the biscuit's like dropped in. So I'm like that fucking kid who angrily yanks that seagull, where the seagull like nicks the chip and the kid just goes, nah, just like fucking takes it out their mouth like that's fucking mine.
Send me it.
You not seen it?
I haven't.
God, the other day I had to show one of my brothers the wonderful meme that is hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
I haven't seen that either.
Have you not? You not seen anything? Fucking wrong with you.
Our timeline is completely different. You get funny memes. I get fucking political memes. Joe Biden, more like Sleepy Joe.
All right. I'll get those sent to you. I'll get one of them sent. One's a fucking picture. So, that's a mod chat.
This is live reaction. Who wins?
Exactly. Who wins, hydrogen bomb or coughing baby? The answer might shock you, but keeping it rolling. So Lee runs into and flirts with Whitney, and there are sparks. And Stan then takes the fall for Dean as he gets taken in to the police. Mick has to get Stan from the police station. He's cagey about the stolen goods, but Mick finally says, "Look, I apologize for doubting you. It's none of my business, but it's time to take you home. Let's take you back to the Vic." Lee then talks sweet nothings and cheeky promises. If you change your mind, I'll be in the Vic. This is to Lucy. And then Whitney offers to buy him a drink. Stan reminds Dean, who's staying at the Vic, that he owes him a favour, and that'll be cashing it in fairly soon. Nancy's furious when Lee offers to help her out with the snooker competition. He calls Johnny a big Jesse and says snooker is a man's game, so upsetting two of the people at the table, which is, old people. What are you going to do with them? Purge. Purge. No. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
I just it is funny when you have a parent who's, it's again like Bianca and Kat, who are trying to be, I guess the word is politically correct, but they fucking can't.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh yeah, you're Indian, and then they start in the Indian
they don't even know the words.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I can't say it, but it's like it's like they say like, oh, you're gay. Well, get me a British cigarette. There you go. Interpret that what you will.
But yeah, sure. What was I going with this? I had something and then I got completely fucking lost. It's your fault.
Oh, you blame me.
Didn't even make it funny, did you?
No. I'm currently dressed like a flower bed.
But I forgot it. Doesn't matter. But yeah, Nancy wants to prove that she's just as good as Lee, and Stan says, "Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Put yourself in the competition and beat him." Lee keeps comforting Whitney, and they have a big old smooch. And Lucy sees all this, gets quite upset, and then decides to interfere and says, well, the thing about Lucy is, at least she doesn't have to charge for sex anymore, which is good for you. And then he kind of goes, "Oh, hey, Lucy, where are you?" and he finds her by the swings and says the kiss for Whitney meant nothing. And he opens up about going away and having to start all over again. And then obviously, then we have the scene where Mick asks Les to measure up stand for the coffin, which I'll just mention again because it is gold.
Would you ever game a coffin for a joke?
Yeah, why not?
What would you do if are you claustrophobic?
I haven't really tested it, but I'd probably
like tested it like you're fucking.
I mean, I've never really been. I once got trapped in a box. I once got like taped up into a box for a while.
Ow.
It's well, it's just like just see if because obviously I was a small fucking kid.
Oh right.
So like, fuck it, get in this box, and then they tape it up. But for what probably was like 5-10 minutes maximum, but I felt like I was in this box for like an hour, and I was not having a good time. But I don't really find myself in confined spaces. But then I do like to have the ability to leave whenever I want to, so probably.
I mean, because as a joke, I'd put you in a coffin and then just close it, put screws on it, and fucking see you tomorrow, pal. See you tomorrow. Just you sat in the coffin. Piggy, please let me out. It's been 2 hours. It's only been 10 minutes, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. You remind me to not fucking have a coffin around you. You fucking psychopath.
Have I ever told you what they
What you fucking with me for? What have I done to you?
I remember. Do you remember the 5th of November 2013? I remember. But yeah, have I told you what they used to do like down in Wexford when there was a coffin in a very when there was a coffin in a very tight space? Well, obviously then they had to get coffins out in like down in Wexford, and it was like very tiny, like a house basically, like where it was so narrow, and they had to get the coffee table out. They basically what they do is they leave the lid of the coffin closed, put the casket down basically, and then just use it as a coffee table until they're gone.
Bang it.
So like
fantastic.
If you ever run out of a coffee, if you don't have a coffee table and can't use it when you're burying your loved one, then just put it down and then fucking put a bit of tea on top, give it a bit of biscuits, a bit of jammy Dodgers, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Some would say if you left a lit cigarette on Nick's coffin, it would have been smoked. So
if you left a lit candle around me when my nanny died, he would have went up in flames.
All right, so now obviously we get into the more focused stuff. Now we get into all of the Lucy Beale stuff, which, as said before, this is the episode where Lucy dies. So it is time to fully divulge, fully get into all of the details about it. I entitled this segment "Lucy Continues to Be a Knobhead," which not my finest titlings. I'm glad I don't have to put the chapters in the podcast. But fuck me, like probably not the best titling, but she is being a knobhead. So corroborate. You can agree, right?
Yeah, I agree that he's been a bit of a knobby. Yeah, that's the word, isn't it? Knobby. She's like
bit of a knobby. Make way for Nobby. Nobby. Oh yeah.
Nobby's on
classic.
His way. Nobby. No, oh fucking, I love Noddy. That's what we used to call my fucking. That's what we used to call my old like boss. His name was Noel. We used to call him Noddy. But I say we. My dad used to call him Noddy. But yeah, I love how Cindy is Cindy. No, it's Lucy. Fucking hell, heat in here, lads. I love how Lucy is like, Max, come here. You want to see something? And Max like, oh. I don't know. She's like, I don't want to be with you. I want someone I can be with in public. I want to love someone who will love me in public, and someone who will appreciate me, someone who would embrace me, someone who would give me closure. And then obviously Max is like, fuck off. I'm trying here.
He's just completely skipping everything. We don't go there yet. No. Yeah. We will get to Max and Lucy in a moment, but let's start at where it all starts. So Ian and Cindy Beale. No. Ian wants a family photo ahead of the. I don't know if it's still called Walford East, but it's probably called like Beale or some shit. 'Cause it's Ian, but it's Walford East. That's the restaurant. And Ian wants a photo. Angry and storms straight away to Max. She's angry and he's like, "Oh, can we stop talking about all your fucking?" Well, he doesn't say it, but he's essentially like, "Can we stop talking about your daddy issues and start shagging, please?" That's basically it. That's how I describe Max and Lucy's like relationship at this point. It's, shut the fuck up about Ian and come here. Like, I still find it gross. And she storms off like, is that all this is to you? And he grabs a jacket and she fucking slips and smashes her head. So she's got a little like cut on her head, which he then proceeds to just be like, "Oh yes, the hair is fine. I've not got a cut. Obviously I can't do that anymore, but there is no cut here whatsoever." Lucy then goes and asks Ian, like, "All right, how's it going? Is everything fine?" He is like, "Look, I need your help." And Lucy tries to help talk Cindy round. And they both kind of talk about actual, like, I say Cindy. They both talk about Cindy, like, senior, I guess. They talk about their mum, Cindy. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't really know her that much either, but you will be a better mum than her, you'll be a better mum than she ever was, because she wasn't fucking there for most of any of her kids' lives."
I love that we can add modern hindsight to this as well, because we know what Cindy was up to at this time. I don't know if you want to break the illusion that you want to pretend she's dead in this series or not, but I prefer. I
don't know. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's the 50-50 of, do we mention the Lucy scene or the Cindy scene when we get the other scene where she's supposed to be alive, or do we just act like it doesn't happen yet?
I mean, you'd have to, because it happens in 2014. So, like,
it does. It is a part of canon, so I guess we have to.
But
as long as we remember.
I'll definitely remember it, because
me too.
I'll probably remember, because it's the one where Bobby lets out a fucking, like, he's been stabbed in the gut, or he's having a massive shit. But like, Cindy is like,
what?
Bobby lets out that scream.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter, yeah, Peter, not Bobby. Sorry.
Bobby's not screaming for anything.
He's been recasted. That's
changed it entirely. And he also said letting out a scream like he's having a shit. And I'm like, when the fuck that happened?
Sorry, I just got blinked in my ears.
Make sense, motherfucker.
I love how this is all on your camera, so like they can only hear my audio.
Just me being baffled at what fucking shit you're spouting.
But yeah, about Cindy, I don't know, because so obviously if we're gonna include the timeline that we know now, she's currently in Marbella with a man called George Knight, who, don't worry, he's not important to this story, and two kids, Gina and Anna,
who are Lucy's half sisters.
Yeah, but they'll never come into the show, don't worry about that. Only Cindy comes into the show, I promise. Winky face.
Exactly. They totally weren't introduced about a year before. I say 6 months roughly, but yeah.
But yeah,
maybe not even that, but yeah. Anyways, we'll talk about it when it happens. But yeah, Lucy and Cindy Jr. are like, never really had mum around much, and what was she like? But Lucy helps her feel better by saying, honestly, you'll be a better mum than she ever was. I don't really remember much. And all the family gather round to pose for the photo, and Denise isn't in the picture, of course. Jane is, and it is like a happy family photo, and it's kind of ridiculous. And later on, they celebrate the market being saved. Lucy is like me when I just started my new meds, and everything that isn't even supposed to be like a dig fucking just wound me up like a motherfucker. Like I went from fuck all emotion to like I suddenly feel all of the emotions. So it's like someone just makes even a snide comment. I'm like, what the fuck is that for? And it's fucking obviously not confrontational because I'm me, but like that's how I describe Cindy's relationship with Ian. Ian could be like, yeah, good job, Lucy. You smell. And she's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I said good job. It's like, nah, I fucking heard you. I fucking heard what you said. And so because Ian's like, well, you did good, but you still have a lot to learn, she steals his fucking credit card. Because, sure. Lucy and Lauren...
Sorry, did you ever hear this comedian's story where he was a stoner comedian? Did you ever hear this story where, like, they, someone stole his credit card? It was either the grandparents or obviously his child, and it bought a porn movie on it. Then he went back to the house and he went, son, did you do it? And he went, no, I swear. And he's like, Granny and Granda did it. And he's like, no, son, it was definitely you. And he's like, no, I swear. And it was like, and it was obviously the Granny and Granda did do it. Yeah, there's a story I remember.
Yeah, you told it exactly like the comedian did.
Yeah.
And pause for dramatic effect.
I know subtle.
No, just like Linda.
Fuck off.
So yeah, Lucy steals Ian's credit card, and they go ahead and buy a bunch of booze and go to like a frat house type thing, and they have secured 2 flats to let. I still don't really know what that means. I kind of get it, but I don't really understand what their whole business MO is. But then again, not like it gets very fleshed out as well. What the main figurehead is gone. And I can't wait for Piggy for me to ask what's letting, and Piggy goes, "Yeah, well, it's lettings where you let houses." I'm like, "Yeah, got that one, mate."
Property, you might come across the term let agreed in online listening conversations. Let agreed means that a prospective tenant has expressed interest in renting a property, made a verbal offer, and the landlord or letting agent has accepted in principle. So there you go.
So did you take anything from that explanation? Because I didn't.
Yeah, a tenant basically expressed interest in renting a property and makes a verbal offer, and the landlord or letting agent has accepted in principle. They let it out.
Fair enough.
It's that simple. Do you want me to explain it in Fortnite terms?
I mean, my brain half zonked out through that explanation anyway, so I'm just going to nod and agree. I get it. I do understand.
Basically, let agree. You're allowing people to live in the house, like renting, basically.
Yeah.
It's just what posh people say. Like, it's obviously when obviously they're talking about how.
But like, what's the difference between letting and renting? Oh fuck! It's all happening here. It's all fucking happening. We're getting the real discussions. Fuck, who killed Lucy Beale? What's the difference between letting and renting? Is it less of an agreement? Difference between to let and rent. To let is
the act of someone to use or occupy a property in exchange for payment. It's often used in British English and more formal than renting. A landlord lets a property to a tenant, which means they grant permission or tenant to occupy the property for a specific period. Letting implies a more formal agreement, often with a lease or a contract. Renting refers to the act of paying a fee to use or occupy a property that is owned by someone else. It is often used in American English and is more formal than letting. A tenant rents a property from a landlord, which means they pay a monthly or annual fee to occupy the property. Renting implies a more casual agreement, often with a lease or a contract. Basically, one allows you to live there, and the other one's like, "Fucking pay me monthly, bitch."
Yeah, one's just like, all right, well, we'll let you have it for 6 months. Just pay me at some point. and the other's like, okay, this is yours.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still mine, but this is yours. Whilst you're still paying me rent, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Within reason, because some landlords are most landlords are pricks, so, you know.
The key difference is formality is letting is more formal than renting, but a greater emphasis on the landlord's permission and the tenant's responsibility. Language letting is more commonly used in British English, while renting is more commonly used in American English, because obviously the Americans, when they freed from Britain, went, we don't like the British, so we're going to invent our own English, and it's American English. And then obviously one of my favorite American stories is there was a woman who went to England for the 4th of July and then went, wait, why is no one celebrating the 4th of July over here? And people have to go, well,
it's independence it's independence from England, for fuck's sake.
And people have to go, like, you do know only America celebrates the 4th of July. Like, obviously we do as well, where it's just the fact where you walk into a shop.
I mean, I'm going to be celebrating the 4th of July because that's election day, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm going to be celebrating. Hope if I'm not, I'm not turning up to work the next day. Fuck you. I'm fucking crying.
But, yeah.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
To fully secure that line, though, Lucy and Lauren have secured at least 2 flats, and they secure a couple more. Max gets jealous when he sees Lee flirting with her. He then follows her into this apartment, and she gets angry at how he's like a lost puppy, but convinces her he sees her, and it's like he convinces her that it's like, you know, I see you, I listen to you, I understand you, it's mutual. Give me a kiss. And we do hear a little clicky noise. We do hear a little snap. At least I'm pretty sure we did. And you know, just think about that. And then when she gets back in, she just says, Lauren, go home. You've done a good job. Go home. And then takes like a little solemn drink by herself. It's a bit strange. Ian sheepishly congratulates Lucy, who he's not very proud. Well, you didn't get all of them, but it's a good start. But you also didn't get all of them, did you? You fucking loser. And she's like, well, fucking Dad, I'll let some people. Yeah, well, that's not good enough for me. Lee,
Ian is that dad who's like, you better get an A. And it's like, Dad, I got a B. And it's not an A, though.
It's like, Dad, I got a B plus. Well, you're cooking your own food tonight. What?
I don't know if your parents are the same, but my dad was just basically like, son, you tried, you failed, you're alright. Could do better though. And it's like, I can't. He said, just try. And then I got a 10 from try. I got a 10 from science and religion. That was great.
And no one could tell.
How does biology work?
Fucking. How are you exempt from science?
Oh, basically, I found that it's gonna sound so stupid. I'm gonna laugh. They basically found that I was struggling so hard in it, so they'd only let me like listen in on the subject, so obviously take notes. But whenever a test had to come up, or a test or an exam, they're like, no, you can't do it. You're too dumb. You can't do it.
Fucking hell, that feels like a failure on the school's part, right? Fucking clearly struggling. We'll just not do it. So, well, that's not fucking sorting the problem, is it? For fuck's sake.
And I do remember because me and my cousin had a teacher.
It's not fixing the problem. All right, student struggling, take him off. What? Take him out. What?
Obviously,
fuck's sake.
Obviously, we
failed by the education system.
Me and my cousin had a teacher who would teach us science, dumb it down for us basically. And you know how I knew he was a wrestling fan? He didn't wear deodorant. Cause I'd have Jushin Thunder Liger, who's a famous Japanese wrestler, on my desktop, as a background, and he'd come up to me and go, "Oh, I seen him in 2004 wrestling. This one little indie fed," and I'm like, thanks. It's supposed to be teaching me about science. And then obviously, one of, one of my favorite, sorry it's a tangent, but one of my favorite is my IT teacher in 5th and 6th year that fucking taught science. And like, I would sit there in 4th year and he'd be like, you learning? No. Like, come on. But obviously my IT teacher was a very, not like man, but I loved him. I loved him in the end.
Yep, sound. Fucking hell. No, I've just seen. No, it's just so people trying to be like, I've got you, and then it's like, someone's like, oh, I thought this character was his twin. They don't have the same tattoo. It's like, not all twins have to get the same tattoo for fucks. It's like it appears on your body for fucking fuck me, fucking morons. As a Hollyoaks moron, it's not an EastEnders moron. Fuck it. I'm still upset your school. It's like, he's too dumb for science. Like, fuck you try to teach him a bit more. Like, for fuck's sake, like, you know, you probably weren't the best. Yeah, you almost definitely weren't the best student, but fucking it's just sure, I get not doing religion. Like, fair fuck, so that's not really gonna do anything. But like, fucking science is pretty important.
You're not gonna believe this, but because obviously for people who don't know, in 3rd class, which is roughly
year 3,
when you're about 10,
yeah.
I was given a laptop to use, because I couldn't write, because they went, well, you're writing is shit now, here's a computer, type with it, and it was great fun. But when I went into secondary school, or I forget what it's called in England, when I went into secondary school, fucking for science, they went, okay, you can Google the answers, because we know you're not going to learn. Just Google the answers. So not only did they go, you can't do the test, you can't do the exams, you don't have to, you can just Google the answers. And they let me play games. They let me play games on my little laptop, so I'd just be playing games, like, and then there'd be 2 dickheads like trying to look over, going, is he fucking doing the test? Is he doing the fucking test? Quickly look at his computer.
Fucking hell.
People used to look at my computer, and that's why I had to sit at the back of the class, because people would, what the fuck's she got on that computer there, Pat? Is that tits?
Is that Minecraft? That's Minecraft. Fucking hell.
I also had a laser pen in science, and people would start using it, and then I got in trouble because I had a laser pen. I'm like, okay, thanks. I get a pen and shoot a laser out of it.
You gotta explain what a laser pen is.
This has all just been on
and you weren't allowed in science. Fuck you now.
This is all on his webcam, by the way. You can't see my face currently. You can only see
just me having a fucking breakdown. Fucking get me out.
I believe.
What is this fucking shit?
I remember, like, for my graduation as well, you were supposed to sit inside the church with your family members. Obviously, my dad didn't want to go. So I just stood beside the teacher and we started talking shit. And then like, one of the principals had to come up to me and go, shut up, please. There's just a fucking thing going on. And then I met the principal and I showed up in the dress and he was like, baller move.
Yeah, that's Piggy's schooling. Was not part of the EastEnders. But if you actually give a shit, I'm just like, how'd they fuck up so bad?
Also, technically,
we'll move back onto the EastEnders very quickly. Don't you worry.
Also, technically, if I am diagnosed with autism, they've also failed me as well on that note as well, because they never knew I had autism.
I mean, they never knew I had autism. They just thought it was quiet. So.
And like, I was supposed to do tests with my dyslexia and dyspraxia to help me. Obviously, my mother went, "No, he doesn't need it. He's a smart boy." My dad went, "You fucking idiot! He needed it. He needed it. He's not the brightest tool in the shed."
Fucking school. Yeah, there we are. That's interesting enough. Take from that what you will. Yeah, back with EastEnders though. Need to remember where the fuck I was at. Yeah. Lee, basically, just to remind, Ian sheepishly congratulates Lucy, who Ian's just like, oh, good job, you smell. Good job, you stink. Fuck you. Yeah, great job. Fuck you. Not good enough for me. And Lee then talks sweet nothings and like entices her. Be like, if you change your mind, I'll be in the Vic. She then goes straight to the car lot at the end of the night, straight to Max and says, look, I don't want this anymore. It's wrong. Like I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be I don't want to be in this situation where we have to hide it from the family. And then she has her eyes on Lee, and Max just says, "He'll just use you." And then she goes, "Yeah, like you do." And then says, "Look, I've got a chance. I'm gonna take it." So she heads straight to the Vic and finds Lee kissing Whitney. Ah, poor bastard. So I'm finally gonna enjoy myself. And he's kissing someone else. Sound. So with tears in her eyes, she storms out. But Max gets a little email that we're gonna call "Pay Up Pervert" because someone started blackmailing Max as they've attached an image of him and Lucy kissing, saying, "What have you been doing?" Who is it? Who's blackmailing Max?
I need someone to edit that, but instead of Max's face, it's Dirty Dan, and then the photo of him with his finger in his mouth. Just so, hey, up you, just, I know what you did. I don't know when that came into my mind. Only I think that.
Yeah, only you.
Bro, fucking, thankfully people can't see me fucking sweating that.
Are you still not showing your face?
No, it's all been on you because you've been describing the fucking EastEnders.
You can cut to both of us.
I can, but there's no point. Because it's only you talking about the EastEnders, so I'm just sat here giggling. But I will for now. I will for about 2 seconds, and then I'll go back to you. But who sent the text? That's the real question. Who sent the fucking text? Who do you think it is?
I mean, I from everything we've seen, it does feel like it's Jake. Because even in the scene in the next episode, where Lucy and a secret mystery man are having a shag in Walford East, and then you have Jake just like fucking staring through the window like a perv. And they the way they've been teasing it, before we knew it was Max she was seeing, they really wanted to make it seem like Jake was the one who was with Lucy. So I'm going with Jake. Do you have a guess?
Just for the lols, it's Shrimpy.
He's wearing one of those spyware hats.
I like to think,
but yeah,
I'd like to think if Shrimpy's gone on a stealth mission, he'd wear a top hat and a suit. He wouldn't wear like balaclavas, shirts and trackies. Like he'd show up in a full one.
He just wears a black version of the normal hat he wears.
He changes.
I'm incognito.
He changes it every time.
And he doesn't even take the first hat off. He just wears it below the other one.
Have I ever told you what I did to an old couple by accident?
Well, fucking hell, you have to go to jail after this fucking thing? What the fuck's that mean? Ever told you what I did to an old couple one time? Fucking no, but it sounds like you are.
One time, it was cold out, and obviously my cousin got a balaclava for me for my birthday, and obviously it was cold out.
Fucking shit cousin, like. Why is he getting you a balaclava?
I wanted one, that's why.
Why?
Don't ask questions. And basically, I wore the balaclava at downtown because it was cold out. My dad's going to the bookies, and obviously I couldn't go into the bookies. So this old couple were walking outside, and I had my balaclava on. I scared the piss out of one of them. They go, "You fucker! You shouldn't be wearing a balaclava out like that." Like, sorry, Dove.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. That's what I don't know. Why do you want a balaclava? I have a balaclava, but I bought one as a joke. You getting a balaclava for your birthday is taking it one step too far. Like, how much? What do you wear it just one time?
I wore it a couple of times, yeah.
Fucking. Why do you want one for your birthday? How pressing are your balaclava needs? Like, I want one for my birthday. If you don't get me one, I'll be upset. All right.
I mean, it's only £3. Best £3 he ever spent on me. But yeah, I got a balaclava for my birthday one year. He
Fuck your childhood. What I'm taking away from this fucking podcast.
My favourite story of my cousin is not the one who threw me down the stairs. The other one, called me the balaclava, is obviously me and his friend at the time. They're no longer friends now. Fucking sorry, I just need to check that music still playing. Yeah, sorry, but when me and his friend were talking, and obviously his friend posted some childhood pictures of him without his consent. So he obviously got mad, but we locked the door so he couldn't get in, and he basically stabbed the door. Like fucking what's his name from
What, The Shining?
Yeah, he stabbed the door like The Shining.
Does he all his Johnny? Fucking.
Just fucking hello. But yeah, he's an interesting bloke.
That's the payoff to the story. Fuck, it made it sound sexier than it was. It'd be like, I feel like you'd be like, so I went to the dentist the other day, and he checked my teeth, and it's all good. Why has that even been mentioned though? Like fucking fuck cares. Hey, fuck's sake, get me out. Podcast's been too long. And I'm out of water, so we're fucking rattling through this bitch like there's no tomorrow. My throat's gonna get dry.
I let it get dry. I'll wet it up.
So that picture of Max and Lucy kissing with the message, "What have you been doing? Not pay up, you pervert." Max he corners Lucy the next day, demands to know why the photo exists, and says, "Hey, look," but he basically says, "Hey, you ain't worth shit. Fuck you." And then he gives her a kiss because it's Max and he's gross. But back to the normal. A newspaper interview finds Ian and Jane more compatible than both Denise and Ian and Masood and Jane. Both Denise and Ian and Masood and Jane are getting closer and closer, whilst everybody knows like it's just shit. It's just fucking garbage. Why are you together? Cindy says, Ian, you know nothing, Ian. You know nothing about Lucy. And that he doesn't even know what's in her music box. What's in a music box?
Tampons.
Some of those stickers that you get at the dentist with Pixar characters on it. One of them.
And a lollipop.
I'll put one on to make me feel good.
And a little lolly.
Exactly. I don't know why you'd be giving out lollies at the dentist.
Oh, I've given out lollies at the dentist.
Well, that's against the whole fucking point.
Look, we're all
bad for your teeth.
Yeah, but still. Have a fucking lolly, you child.
Mate, Ireland's just garbage, is what I'm learning. It's fucking.
Actually,
so
when I obviously the dentist I'd go to for free healthcare. Obviously the one I had to go to, I obviously went to the sweet shop because they had American sweets in there, so I'd just buy a bunch of Twizzlers. Then I'd go to the dentist and I was doing my teeth, got one of them removed, and then obviously I just ate the Twizzlers. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, bad for your teeth. I don't care, man. I'm still eating.
Take care of your teeth. You don't want to be the fucking gummy. How can you do a podcast if you're like, meh? You can't.
How's it going, folks?
But yeah, so Ian goes to find his way into Lucy's music box because he has to know. And then fucking Lucy and Lee find themselves in Walford East. They have a little bunk up. Lucy cries when he calls her beautiful, while Jake is staring through the fucking window like a serial killer. Just, what the fuck are you doing in there, man? Obviously, he's cooking shit, right? He's cooking shit, but like, fucking, it's just like, what the fuck are they doing, man? If I'm Warren Fox and I'm being told I'm gonna be a fucking creeper, like, come on, just fucking get me out. But yeah, so Lucy breaks down while he calls her beautiful, and he gives her a hug, and Lucy just has a fucking cry as Ian breaks into Lucy's music box and finds a bag of mysterious white powder. It's a bag of salt she throws at her enemies.
Like
Fuck it up. Just over the sides. Fucking. Oh, Peter. Ian, what do you say? Starts like sneezing salt. Like, bloody hell. No, it's a pack of cocaine.
Well, we don't know.
Which ain't cheap. It ain't cheap, like.
Well,
fucking.
Lucy's a woman. I'm just saying she's a woman. You know, she could be doing other stuff to get the cocaine.
Can a man not do that as well?
Well, he could, but no one, you know, in comparison, no one wants to see a fat, oily man, you know? You're like, I'll treat you right, baby.
$5 is $5, you know what I'm saying?
Free coke is free coke.
Just challenging your fucking knobbery. But yeah, so the coke has been discovered, and Lucy is bunking up with Lee whilst having a breakdown whilst Jake Stone is watching. And now, finally, the episode where Lucy Beale dies, Lucy Beale is killed. And this is like fucking like scene by scene, fucking very heavy on the details. So Jane and Ian are worried as Lucy didn't sleep here last night. What we know is that she slept with Lee in Walford East, as Ian is kind of like panicking, and he asks Jane to stay a little bit longer with him. They catch Lee and Lucy naked and wrapped up in sheets in Walford East, surrounded by cake. And Lee breaks the tension by saying, "You want some cake? Cake, anyone?" It's a fucking baller line. Fantastic. They sprint through the market, and honestly, for the first time this series, for the first time in WHODUNNIT, Lucy is genuinely happy, and like she isn't hating existence. Like, she is actually having a good time. And it's a shame because she spent the last 16 weeks being fucking miserable. So it's nice to see her happy for one last time before she's dead. Basu tries to talk Jane out of being so hands-on with the Beale family, but she says they'll always be my babies. Denise is off to Oxford to see Libby on a graduation day, which is just a little side thing. I don't know why. Don't know what the fuck Libby's doing here, so we'll see. Peter and Ian confront Lucy about the coke, and she initially doesn't understand fully. It's just like, what? No one's had sex. You guys haven't had sex before. What? And he like pulls out the bag. And obviously, I made the joke of like, Lucy, you know, don't mind a slight bit of being taken out. You know, I just fell out in the pocket. You know, as Ian's like wired, just fucking. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I'd love if Ian's response was, "Do you want to do a line together? Fuck it, family line." Come on.
Well, my credit card. Only I can do that. So what?
Come on, Cindy, you join us too. I know you're pregnant, but you can join us. Come on.
But she storms off immediately, heads straight to Lawrence, who wants to talk about Lee, but she doesn't want the fucking aggro. Ian confronts Lee about the bunk up and tells about the coke, and he's like, nah. What? No way. Never knew that. No, he doesn't know. He's a good loyal army man. And are there drug tests in the army?
I'd assume so. They'll have to be.
Probably ain't worth it.
If I had to make a guess, there probably has to be a fucking I know
I mean, if you're supposed to be serving your country, you can't really be fucking popping some pillies.
Yeah, I believe you have to do a piss test, I believe, and that's basically it. Because if you have like drugs in your system, you'll be banned from not banned, but you'll be like discharged from the army.
Suspended.
They're suspended on leave without pay, and
No.
because imagine fucking everyone doing coke and then they're out in the Middle East fucking fighting everyone, and the fucking wire.
So someone's on mushrooms and he shouts, "Fighting the mushroom monster." So, mate, there's nothing there. Well, you don't see it.
He fucking just bombs and it isn't home because he thinks it's a mushroom. He thinks a mushroom's there. I'll tell you what, boys. This fucking mushroom's getting it now, lads.
It sounds fucked up when you say it like that, but
he's killed 3 people. But it's
that's your joke now. Not mine. I strip all ownership rights to that joke. That's Piggy's joke, not mine. Hypothetically in a video game, etc., etc. The lads in the cafe are like the cat who's got the cream. As Fat Boy's discussing spotting Lucy in the buff, and the only reason I mention this because it's lads being fucking misogynistic. Is because Max just kind of storms out and smash like fucking. He doesn't forearm him, but he does fold a Fat Boy to the fucking face. Cheeky bit of alliteration there for you. Just straight folder to the bonds. Which is actually how Piggy responds whenever he sees a Fat Boy comment. Oh, fucking hell, not again. Max storms out, smashes Fat Boy in the face. He wants to talk about it, but like he heads back home, wants to talk about it with Lucy, but Lucy is too preoccupied with Lee. Back to Libby and Denise, as Libby's done well in uni and she's proud of her. She's been made like a research assistant in whatever the fuck job or degree she chose to do that I don't really care about, and I don't know Libby well enough to even know. So there we are. Libby notices that Denise doesn't really talk about her home life or her life with Ian. She just has like really like short sentence. It was like Piggy trying to describe the dancing Strictly Come Dancing. Oh, how's the home life?
It's good.
Yeah, it was nice. 10 out of 10. That's not fucking convincing, is it? Yeah, I liked it. 9 out of 10. It's like Denise, I'm trying to ask you about how you're engaged to the fella. Why are you not fucking excited? Well, you know me. Just it's fucking. So yeah, she notices that she doesn't want to talk about Ian or the home life. Lucy storms back home as she's angry with Ian, telling Lee about the coke. He wants to talk to her, but she says she's only here for the coke, which is her property. Get your hands off my cocaine. She's all about the beak, apparently. It's all about the beak. The snooker competition is underway and people are taking bets. Whitney is here for Lee, but she gets told about Lucy and Lee, where Whitney says she hates her and walks out. Lucy, when talking to Ian, decides she has no privacy and wants to move out. She doesn't want to be judged or berated anymore, and she feels like Ian hates her. But Ian explains the only reason he pushes her so hard is because he knows her potential. He knows how far she can go. And it's a big breakthrough moment, as they actually have a big hug, and he finally tells her he loves her. He explains to Lucy that, you've always been my favourite. You've always been the one. Which Peter then overhears and is fucking livid. and then Lucy's like, as much as Lucy's like really happy that she's finally got her dad's approval, and it's like, I've finally done it. He's finally proud of me. Oh, and I pissed off my twin now. So Dad, why'd you fucking say that, man? How'd you not know he was going to show up and eavesdrop on our conversation? The fucking fanny. In the Vic, Charlie and Ronnie flirt once again, teasing. Lucy explains the reason she does coke is to block out the thoughtless thing you said to me last, which is
depressing.
Like I said, I described it as me. It is a bit depressing. I described it as me when I started these new meds where it unleashed my emotion for the first time in years. It's like, how was your day? Did it go all right? I'm like, yeah, it went all right. You're like, that's great. I'm like, what the fuck did you say to me? It's fucking... You don't say it was good, you little bastard. Fuck off. Lucy then tries to follow Peter out into the square. Lucy and Whitney have a stare down as the crowd of young adults follow Lucy out into the middle of the square. She catches eyes with Max and is going to come in, but she says she has to leave a message. She has to leave Peter a message first. This, obviously, Max is... I'm not saying he's stood directly below a lamppost so the light's just exclusively shine on him, but you do see Max's fucking shiny bonce, like, just stood in, like, the dimly lit car lot with a smoke, and it's fucking ominous. Like, it's fucking ominous as shit. I'm not going over there if I see him. Like, fuck that. Max asks if she's okay. You know, first time Max has asked her if she's okay, and he then says, "Want to go to the hotel?" Fuck, Max, come on, man. Are you okay? Want to shag? Are you okay? Shag me. Are you okay? Shag. Fuck, Max, fucking hell. She's having a cry, for fuck's sake. So like, oh, sexy shag. Tears are gone. Seal it, bang those tears out. But then she says, "Nah, I don't want to end up like you, Max. I don't want to end up not being able to tell the difference between fun and desperation." Oof. Fucking wrecked him. That's a Roblox oof right there. Fucking destroyed him. And then she asks, do you not want to look your daughter in the eye again? And Max gets fucking livid. He grabs her arm. And she fucking throws him off and says, "I'm going to be a better person from now on." Love it when this happens. I'm going to change my life and dead. Oh, fucking hell. You know, it sets up the tragedy, obviously. It's just tragic. Because, Lucy's finally realised that what she needs to do to be happy, she just needs to cut out all the bad influences. And now she's gone. Well, you did try. Denise arrives back from Oxford and heads straight home. And we get a weird shot as Lucy is crying against a wall alone. And then she walks off as a light flickers. I don't really know what that effect was. But the whole fucking street flickers with a flash. Don't know.
Maybe it was indicating that she was being hit.
I don't know. Denise leaves a message to Libby saying, "I'm going to end it with Ian tomorrow," which obviously not really the time to end it with your partner, as we will come to expect. What happens tomorrow? Or what happens tonight? Denise takes off her engagement ring and ponders her marriage. And then we get to the shop. We get into a woods with all this fucking twisted, fucking cool, trees where the branches are all jagged and shit. And we have the phone ring and it goes to voicemail. It's obviously Lucy's phone. First it's Cindy who's apologising for messing up. You know, I didn't mean to dob you in. And then it's Lee who asked her to go to the party and I hope you sort out stuff with your dad. And finally it's Ian who apologises. All this as we pan through a spooky forest with Lucy's lifeless corpse laying in the middle. After 16 long weeks, we have finally witnessed the death of Lucy Beale. Fucking boom. We made it! Woo! No, it's a really fucking strong week of the show. And obviously, I do want to do a thing where we go through the prime suspects, as we know it in the story, because it feels like an interesting way. Because obviously you could be like, nah, it's Bobby. It's yeah, well, that's not been fucking teased, has it?
Obviously, they want to do a Roy Hawk where you don't know, and obviously, yeah, it's been 10 years. Alright, I know. I was obviously confused because I fucking, didn't she die in the house? No, she apparently survived the attack of the music box, but just died in the woods. I'd assume.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of I somewhat know the details, but I don't know the details enough to actually give the proper answer, right? So,
Because
like, with these little nagging questions, we will find out gradually as we watch the thing. But it's a very, like I said, this week flew by, and this episode, it eases you in, but you can tell that this is the end. Because, like, I'm going to change my life. Everything's going to go fine now. And I'm dead in a fucking forest somewhere. It's like, well. But I suppose since I don't think we do the awards this time. I think we finish this out by kind of theorizing at this current point in time, knowing what we know about the story, who are the prime suspects?
George Knight flew all the way from Bay to the fucking Walford.
Prime. I can take this down to about 4 names. I'll go in like level of order. We'll go from like number 4 to let me just think about this second. All 3. I think there's roughly. Obviously, there are a bunch of different ones because you tease like, maybe Cindy Jr. did it, maybe Peter did it. But like in terms of the ones that were actually a bit more, like it seems like they're trying to lean into. There's probably 3 suspects, and even the third suspect's pretty fucking meh. Anyways, like
the third one for me would be Lee Carter, because a man who's gone through enough trauma, it just be fair, but he seems like the least likely, because I'd assume killing someone would bring back all those flashbacks of being fucking seeing a friend explode into 2 pieces,
yes.
like my toilet bowl after Taco Bell.
Fucking equating someone getting exploded to you having a shit.
Fucking on the eye.
Tone is a mystery.
Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah, similar wise. Number 3 prime suspect for me is Whitney. Obviously, you can kind of get the Lee one because suddenly Lee's just returned. He's had a bit of a thing with Whitney, a bit of a thing with Lucy, and now drugs are involved. And obviously, he doesn't want anything to do with drugs. Now he was a fan of it, but does this kind of put him in a bad light? Does he really want to go do it? So, prime suspect 3 for me is Whitney. Simply because there's been a couple of big arguments between Whitney and Lucy as of late. The night where she was drunk because she was angry that Johnny didn't feel for her because he's gay. What do you mean he didn't like me? And then Lucy goes, Why have you always got a fucking one up us? And it's like, whoa, fucking chill out, Lucy. What the fuck are you on about? And now with Lucy being with Lee, whilst Whitney has just, put down the wall. She's finally opened up to Lee. She's actually allowed him in. She doesn't do that with men. And now, suddenly, in her eyes, she's taken him away. So that's prime suspect number 3. But honestly, the way I would argue is they've only really set it up with 2. And obviously number 2 is Jake Stone. He has been creeping around Lucy for the last month. It has been, before it was exposed that it was Max that she was having the affair with, it was very heavily teased that he was planning on having this thing with Lucy. They had like some flirty banter. They kind of went, we're texting back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And especially now going off what I think, being that Jake is the one who is blackmailing Max, now there's a lot to hide. And I think especially the weirdest shot is him staring at Lee and Lucy having a cozy moment before the shag. That one's the weird one for me. That one's like a page out of the Leslie Grantham scrapbook. Like, what's he fucking doing behind that door, for fuck's sake? Why is he doing that, you little dirty peeping Tom? For fuck's sake. But from everything we have to gather, it's been really weird, and it's been because it seems unrequited. It could possibly be seen as stalkerish, so that is why Jake Stone is suspect number 2. But obviously, main suspect number 1 is Max Branning, who has been.
You fucking didn't give me time to go for my number 2.
Oh, well, what's your number 2?
Max Branning.
I was in a flow state.
No,
Why is he not number 1?
Just because it's Max Branning, and he doesn't seem like the type who kill. He's annoyed, but he's not a killer. Yes, he is an OG and original gangster, but he's not a killer. He just loves having sex. That's all he loves. Sex and cigarettes. Nothing better. My number 1 is Warren Fox.
Jake Stone.
Warren Fox.
Same character. Not the same character, same actor.
Yeah. I just call him Warren
Although
Fox.
Warren Fox, in, like, if it was Warren Fox in fucking Hollyoaks, he'd definitely murder her. For no fucking reason. Like, she'd be dead. He doesn't give a shit.
But Warren Fox is my number 1, just the way his behaviour is around them. He definitely is the killer. If I can throw it out there, this Ash is gonna look at me and go, Piggy, stop being stupid. But my out there prediction is it might be a child. I don't know if they'll ever. It probably won't come of that. It probably won't be a child. But my guess, it might be someone like Cindy Junior, not Senior. She's currently in Marbella. But I have a feeling it's a child. I have a feeling it's someone who's younger than Lucy. You get that feeling?
Tiffany. It's Tiffany Butcher.
It's
the
Morgan.
Fucking bitch. It's Morgan.
Do you get that feeling it might be someone a bit younger?
No, there's no feeling here. No hints. I can only go off of the evidence that's been given. And that's why my prime suspect is Max Branning, who has been in an affair with the victim. He has, he's raised his hand to Lucy a couple of times. Not hit her directly, but grabbed her arm. She threw him off. Grabbed her arm in the car lot. She hit her head. Could that head wound, like, could it, it's hard to tell the severity of the head wound. Is there a bleed on the brain? Could that have been the reason why she would have died when otherwise she would have been safe? Having an affair, Max has got a lot to lose. He's got a very teetery relationship with his daughters. He can't fucking be honest at all with them because they will just think he's disgusting, because ultimately Lauren has the fear of becoming Max by ruining families by sleeping with people you shouldn't be sleeping with. And Abby, obviously, she's fairly nice now, but the side of being Max and Tanya's kid will come out eventually. So their relationship's always teetering on the brink. And ultimately, he is the strongest candidate. He's got the most to lose if the affair gets out, because then he'll be disgraced. Imagine Max sleeping with a woman like probably 30 years younger than him. Like, that's a lot of shame. Can he recover from that? I don't know. That's why Max Branning is prime suspect number 1.
Yeah.
Mate, that's fucking great fun. Just acting like I don't know what happens. Fucking gold.
I mean, I don't know what happens either. My suspicious feeling is it's a child. I don't know why EastEnders would go down that route, but my suspicion feeling is that, I actually have number 1. I have number 1. And Ash is going to go, not this reference again. Jane. It's fucking Jane. She killed her. Why would they ruin her character? They brought her back just to kill Cindy. I fucking hate EastEnders. Ow.
But yeah, everything so far suggests that it is Max Branning who killed Lucy Beale. But obviously it's a whodunit, so with time we'll gradually start to understand who is suspicious. And I do think it's something that, since the awards are kind of shit anyways, I do think at the end of each week, if there is a particular development, we do go through the prime suspects and be like armchair detectives and try to figure out who killed Lucy Beale.
Yeah, and I think this is the perfect end to end it. I hope you enjoy. This has been fun. Sorry, Asher. Sorry, it was just mostly on Asher's camera. I didn't add anything. Unless it was about my science. Me being an exempt from science.
He's been taken in by the devil, apparently. What? Parachrist compels you. But yeah, that was WHODUNNIT 2014, episode 16. And this, as said before, as you've been hyping up, this is the episode where Lucy Beale dies, officially kicking off the WHODUNNIT and now plunging us into where we get to play armchair detective, which I think is remarkably fun. But with all that said, this has been the WHODUNNIT episode 16. We will be back next week to figure out who is the suspect, how it unfolds, and maybe, just maybe, there will be a segment where Ian Beale says he's got nothing left. It'll be heartbreaking to see, but it'll be very exciting nonetheless. So thank you for watching. Make sure to join us in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.